And Sharp, good morning, everybody, and we have a mystery guest.
Skip's not here today.
Where is Skip?
I'm someone else. Skip's sick today. He said he couldn't come in after what happened last night, so he's not going to be in for today's show.
Was it the flu, stomach ache, heartache?
It's Cowboy flu. It's going around in Cowboy Nation. Everybody's got it.
Skip, I got something for you today. You like that, Skip, right there?
I don't know what it is.
This right here is Hennessy sent me a limited edition. They only made 70 bottles of Hennessy. This is bottle number 39. I was so certain that the Cowboys were going to lose, I went and bought a pair of red bottoms to match my display, to match my pants. That's how certain I was.
That's
they were
how
gonna
certain
lose
I
last
was.
night.
Somebody gave you those.
No,
bottles.
Skip. Skip, how you doing today?
Well, I guess I got to suck it up, and I got to take my medicine. So it's enough of that.
Come on, Skip.
I should throw these, but... Okay, let's do this, Chef Shay.
How you doing, Skip?
What are you going to serve up today?
Oh,
The Cowboys
Lord.
you saw last night be able to win the NFC East.
The Cowboys that I saw last night, Skip, they might not win another game if they play like that. Skip, that was abysmal. That was very, very disappointing, considering Jerry's tried some of everything to turn this thing around. Skip, if you look at the Cowboys, it seems like the last 2 weeks, the first 15, 20 plays are scripted. Now, last night, what we saw, Skip, that was the longest drive in terms of yard, as far as plays and time of possession that someone has scored on an opening drive.
I think it's in the last 15 NFL seasons.
Let that sink in. So what was it? It's like 17 plays, almost 9 minutes? And after that, they did absolutely nothing. So what it tells me is that they have a great game plan because the team has an idea what they think because they scripted the plays. But after that, Skip, they don't make any adjustments.
Yep.
We saw that. Now, this is the second week in a row we've seen this, Skip.
That is true.
They open up against Buffalo, great drive, go right down the field.
Yep.
They open up against last night against the Bears, they go right down the field.
They did.
The defense goes to the sideline, makes adjustment. It seems like Kellen Moore does not make adjustments. And
Okay.
boom. And this is what we got, Skip. That was very disappointing considering all the talk. Remember, Skip, he got chippy at practice. There's a lot of chippiness going on. There was a lot of pushing and talking. And Dak said, we had done enough of talking. Well, Dak maybe need to do some more talking.
Oh,
We'll talk
Lord.
about him a little later.
Yep.
Skip.
Lazarus Cooper. Amari Cooper.
Oh.
One minute he's on the sideline. He's like, oh, I can't make it. And then he runs.
He's kicking his foot up in the air like, oh, my
You saw that too, huh?
my foot.
You saw that too, huh?
I came up lame, man. I can't go.
You saw that.
You know, we got to
One
take this
reception,
because
15 yards in the
we
first
suck.
half. Second half, 5 for 68, and we know all of a sudden he's playing really well. Skip, I'm so disappointed in the Cowboys, Skip, because maybe we need to stop this. Pro Football Focus, Skip Bayless, and all these other analysts, stop saying the Cowboys are the most talented team. Because we already know talent alone does not win you a championship. Because what is telling me, okay, they might be talented, but they're not playing. There's a disconnect somewhere. And I told Jerry, you need to stop talking because they're not listening to you.
You're right about
threatened
that.
to fire everybody. Then you put your arms around Jason and tell him that's your life, that's your football lifer.
Yep.
And
Oh,
now
God.
you're resolute.
Skip.
I told you this was happening. I said, you're not going to make the playoffs.
Skip.
The Eagles squandered an opportunity last week because they could have won last week, win this week, now they're in first place, but they didn't happen. They're going to tie you up this week. You guys are in a tailspin. The Rams are going to come and beat you. I'm telling you, I'm just going to go. The Rams are going to come and beat
Go
you.
ahead. I'm going to take it.
But
I'm going to take
where
it.
you messed up at, Skip, was the kickoff. When you went there, you weren't prepared to play that game. That's what y'all put on TV.
Okay. Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy with my buddy here. He doesn't want to be known who he is right now because, well, the Cowboys, they stink. Let's get open for business and let's wake up the football gods. They might not even show up. They might not even show up. Wake up, guys. Wake up. Come on. Oh, there they go. Because they literally should just turn around because that was a freaking embarrassment. I can't even believe that was my Dallas Cowboys. It is so bad. How bad is it? It's so bad that I got to make sure that I brought some backup today. We got some backup in the house. We got Cowboy Crunk. How you doing, man?
What's up, man? This is pathetic, bro. A very, very lackluster performance. The defense they've checked out.
Defense? What defense?
Yeah, exactly.
Do we have a defense?
Missed tackles. I looked at a stat today that I could see it with my own eyes. Didn't even need to look. Half of the yards that they gained were yards after contact. Contact. So that's just a lack of. They've checked out. We don't have that many bad tacklers on our team. You know.
Can we say soft?
Yeah. Eggshell soft.
I mean, I'm sorry, but I do not want to believe this. But see, you know what? I tell you what. Let's handle some other business first, okay? Our quarterback, Dak Prescott, sprained his hand. They say he'll be okay, so he'll be able to play. Next Sunday. He's got a couple extra days, to get coached up. Okay, they'll get coached up by our great leadership and stuff here. He didn't have a good game. Special teams didn't have a good game. Defense, I don't even know where to begin. I tell you what, here's where we begin. I want to start off something good. I want to at least say for Justin, okay? You know about Justin, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Texas Sports Roundup.
Yeah.
He is going to be going to the Dallas Cow. Well, I don't know. Is that a good thing? Going to a Cowboy game right now?
Hey, they got something to play for now. At least they're not playing for the carrot, so they can play for Justin.
Well, he's going to the Ram game next week with of course, Cowboys experience. Okay, Cowboys. He's actually going to go ahead and have. This is going to be a dream trip.
Yeah, this is Cowboys weekend. Justice for Justin. That's what they got to play.
Well, here's what he's going to be there Saturday. He's going to be going to an autograph signing with some players. I don't know which players will be there, but I know Jeff Heath is normally one. Michael Gallup is another one. Travis Frederick, Zach Martin, Drew Pearson is usually there, and my man Lincoln Coleman. So he'll be at an autograph signing show. He's going to be at the game. He's got like 45-yard seats. We actually had a ticket that was donated lower level, so he's going to be sitting in there having a ball. Miss Jackie's going to be there, but I want to give recognition to all the people who actually helped to make this thing possible. Ben Haas, Q stepped up with 250 large. We got Randall Clark. We got Raymond. How you doing, Raymond? We got Dan Reeves. We had Gregory Evans. Miss Jackie, of course, helped. Jeremy Davis, Mitch Davis, Corey. I can't even get your last name, but we know who you. Corey, there's not that many Corys. Edwin Bush, Joseph Heatherly, big supporter. There's Joseph right there. He's stepped up with another $200 large. Stuart Morrison, another great fan that's out there. He stepped up with $250 large. Stephen Balzer, James Ward, Jason Yammer, Jacob Ellis, Anonymous. Yeah, thank you, Anonymous. But there's Q right there. Shout out to Q. Joshua Brown, Randy Sykes, Austin Klein, Richard Ragg, Kevin Stevens, Julia Principal, Gabrielle Vasquez. Forgive me if I butcher your name. Matt McGuire, Junebug, and Mark Holmes. So shout out to all you. At least we got something positive going for a vibe. But I know what you want right now. I know what you want. I know what you want over there too, Michael Anthony.
I want Jessica fired.
We want some blood. We want to get this guy out of here. You know what? Hey, let's bury this guy right here because see, Jerry Jones for some reason believes that that Jason Garrett, he's the right guy for the job. I'm his number one fan, and I know he can get it done.
Not number one, only.
Oh, only fan. That's right, only one.
Yeah,
okay.
A couple weeks ago.
Hey, he didn't clap this weekend.
But see, I want to know.
Not one time.
I'm going to ask you, Crunk. No. Name one thing that you can remember. You say, "Oh my God, that was Jason Garrett. It was freaking genius." Just one thing.
Bro, that's a question I've never heard asked before.
Wait. You talking about
and literally, something should jump off the page. If you got a coach Something should jump off the page. And the only thing I can think of is him going for it on 4th down inside the 20 in his own territory. That was the biggest mistake. That was jumps off the page. If we would have
icing the kicker.
Yeah. If we would have
if keeping the kicker.
If we would have not made that, that would have been the end of it right there. He probably would have been gone. I think that was.
Honestly, I'm beginning to think there is nothing that he can do to get fired. I'm looking at a team that's out here soft. I got players that are taking bad angles and tackles. I got people who that are getting one play and asking for a blow. And I mean, to me, this looked like they just weren't. I hate to be like skip. Yeah. But the mistake they started was when they kicked off the football that they weren't prepared. Then every week they look like they're not prepared, and they make no damn adjustments.
Did you see, if you can recall the game, I've watched it twice already, did you see one good hit by the defense?
Nope.
There was not even a solid contact hit by the defense.
That's
pathetic. And our defense is what's supposed to be carrying this team right now. A solid defense. And the thing is, our defense is so horrible, we can't use Ezekiel Elliott. Because if we try to use Ezekiel Elliott, we use too much of the clock, and our defense lets him score.
Mm-hmm.
Then we try to use Ezekiel Elliott, we use too much of the clock, and our defense lets him score, and we're so far behind, we have to take our best player and just not even use him. Use him as a pass blocker.
You get no argument from me there. I mean, it's
horrible.
I mean, like I said, there's so many places we could go. The thing that, we all know I'm a Dak defender. Okay, we know that I've always been the type for Dak. And I'm not. And listen, I'm going to be the last one to say that Dak had a great game because he didn't. And I understand. Yesterday it was, he got some soft defenses in the end to get some extra yards and things like that. However, if you looked at that game, because I got people that are literally just coming through and just saying, Dak sucks, we need to trade him. I'm just sitting here looking at all the other suckage that's been going on this game. I'm just sitting here. Our kicker is so bad. You know how bad our kicker is?
That's when it fell apart. And I'm going to say straight up, I've been probably supporting Brett Maher more than anyone. I've defended his kicks. I said, hey, he's bad but he has been good on extra points. He's missed I think he's only missed one extra point this year, but that's not the part of the game we have to have.
Is it 7 games this year he's missed the kicking?
He's missed 10 field goals.
You know what? I tell you what.
He's leading the league in missed field goals.
Let's listen to our fearless leader here because Jerry Jones, he just loves the limelight and he just loves to have his show and things, and his ego is getting in the way of the Dallas Cowboys. Now I'm trying to understand something here. I understand when they won the Super Bowls, back to back, he wanted that credit, right?
Yeah.
But they say his ego is what's making him make the decision, but I don't see how it's feeding his egos being a 25-year failure.
Yeah. Yeah, and I did some research today on this Brett Maher thing.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you recall when he came in 2017, and he came in and he was doing the kicking because Dan Bailey had that injury, and they said let's let this guy come in and compete for a job. The thing is, he was doing all the punting in the preseason as well, and he's a very good punter. So I think what the dynamic that they had on Brett Maher was, they were thinking, we got 3 guys here. We got Jones, we got Maher, and we got Dan Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
With Maher,
we could try the long ones.
We could use him on the long ones, and if we need him as a punter, we can use him as a punter.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
We can also reduce salary by getting rid of Dan Bailey because his salary was high because he was at the time the best kicker in the league, and now he's gone back to that. I think he's back on track. I think, but the problem is at that time he was injured. Jones had that injury from the tackle he made the year before. He was so they said, let's keep Maher and let's decide, do we get rid of Jones or we get rid of Dan Bailey? And I think that the money pushed Dan Bailey out, and they went with him to save money, and they had a guy that was flexible. It would be like having a guy that could play safety and linebacker.
Well, I want to answer this question. Aussie Thompson says, Mark, Dak missed a lot of throws and won't run when he has the opportunity. First of all, I don't know.
I agree with that
I mean,
today.
I agree. You know, he missed some, and not every quarterback. You know, I mean, we've seen Tom Brady when he played us. Tom Brady didn't exactly have a great game, although we could say it was in rain. But you could look at even Aaron Rodgers has had some bad games and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
And as far as won't run, hey, look, Aussie. If I didn't have a contract, I am actually a free agent at the end of this year. You think I'm going to put my neck on the line for this garbage I'm seeing out here, for this trash-ass coach that I have? Because here's the thing. I got a coach out here who's not smart enough that when we were playing the Atlanta Falcons, okay, when we were playing the Atlanta Falcons, and you got a tackle out here, Chaz Green, who's getting his lunch ate, okay, who is literally getting bowled over, you're not keeping a running back out to try and protect him. You let him get his ass handed to him over and over again. Why would I stick my ass out for you and you won't pay me after what I've done for 4 years?
You know what a contract is? A contract is an insurance policy.
That's right.
If you don't have fucking, excuse me, if you don't have insurance.
Oh no, I told. Listen, you know, Joseph Heatherly. Make sure the kids aren't watching tonight. This might get raw because Cowboy Nation is pissed off.
Yeah.
I'm pissed off. Crunk's pissed off. Michael Anthony's pissed off.
If you don't have an insurance policy, you don't go racing your car around the racetrack.
Right.
You might drive down to the supermarket and get your things and come back. But you're not jumping in the middle of traffic.
Thank you. Great analogy, Crunk. Shout out to you. You are 100% right. You are not going
Dak's
to
making it safe. He's not going to get himself injured when he's sitting here he's at 2.1 million or 2.2 this year. When
he'll be up to $4 million in 4 years.
I think right now he's like the 150th paid player, and I think it's probably even less than that.
Well, he's like 60 something in quarterbacks.
Yeah.
There are backup quarterbacks that are making more money than he is.
Backup.
Yeah. Okay. Look, I mean, you're talking
so why
about.
are you going to risk your injuries, your legs?
Yeah. I wouldn't. Okay, we just won't say GD. Okay. All right.
Yeah. My bad.
Okay. But let's listen to Jerry Jones, because I'm beginning. I love Jerry. I've met him a couple of times and everything else. I love what he's done with the stadium things. But I'm sorry, there's something we are not getting in this picture, because the stuff that we are seeing is unacceptable. But let's listen to him, because he's getting testy now.
You know the Tolos and the Cowboys fans want answers today. What answer do you have for how this team is playing right now?
We're not playing very well.
Wow.
Are you embarrassed? Are you embarrassed as an organization about how the team is playing?
Get your damn act together yourself, okay? Now,
we need to get our act together? Oh, we need to get our act together? I like the question.
As a Cowboys fan, Jerry.
We've got a lot to go over. Not going with your question, but I'm going
I like the question.
to give you the answers I want to give you this morning, and I don't like your attitude.
Ask him his manhood size. Go ahead.
Traveling all night, and I don't have the patience to jack with you today.
I understand that, Jerry. I'm just saying, like, emotionally.
Let's get with it and let's ask some questions.
All right.
That kind of question.
Who gets the GM anger after a game like this? Is it the coaching staff?
GM gets his GM anger.
It's GM anger. Okay.
You're great, guys. Give your anger. We've got players out there that didn't have a good game last night, hadn't had a good game the last 3 games. We've got to play better. That's all there is to it.
Is there anything in particular or a series of things in particular that you want to see that goes along with playing better? Is it tackling? Is it special teams?
When you have as many things that were off kilter as we had last night, you've got a nice litany of places to start to correct. Now, just like we all do, you take the one
Are y'all
that
understanding
most
this?
obvious that you can do the most about, and you correct those to the extent that you can. That's what we tried to do last week, and we'll try to do it these next 10 days before we play the Rams.
Did you think then maybe from the Bills game to this game you did not see those corrections on the field that you'd hope for?
Well, the main thing is that you hope to start with, let's hope that you make some field goals. You get your kicker out there, you have him practice. He's missed 10 this year. I think that's the high for the NFL. Those are important in the momentum.
Okay, I want to stop there for 1 second. So, Jerry, you know that your kicker has missed 10 kicks, which is the high in the NFL, yet you don't think anything about it. Our kicker is so bad. How bad is our kicker? Not only is he missing extra points and field goals, he's missing the field. Literally. You have a 53-yard field. You got one job on kickoff. One job, and that is to keep the ball between the lines.
Did you see his comment today, Brett Maher's?
What?
Before he went to bed last night, his comment was...
Oh, Lordy.
No, seriously.
Oh, Lord, here we go.
I couldn't believe it. He said, I felt good about my performance last night. This is not a perfect quote, but this is I felt good about my performance last night. I struck the ball very well, and I have no problem sleeping tonight. That's what he said. It was something, those are almost dead on quote, but that was his quote. I felt good about the way I struck the ball last night. I have no problem sleeping. Putting my head on the pillow tonight is what he said. Putting my head on the pillow.
You know, and this may be we may have struck the whole problem with the Dallas Cowboys because that stuff is acceptable.
Mediocre. Mediocrity is acceptable.
It is acceptable that you can screw up. And I've always gone through and said this with Jason Garrett. To me, Jason Garrett, it's like you're a little league team. Where it's not about winning and losing, it's about participation. Hey, don't worry about it, Johnny. We'll get him next time. Here's your participation trophy. Way to go out there and compete. I'm sorry. This is the NFL. Yeah. This is, I mean, to miss another. The thing is people will say, "Oh, well, you're just blaming the kicker." Yes.
That changed the whole momentum of the game.
Yes, it does, because it does change. It's a difference if you're down by 2 scores or 1 score. It's a difference if you're down by a field goal, that'll tie a game, or a touchdown. If you look at New England, if he had made the field goal there, instead of us having to worry about Zeke being stopped, then we could have kicked the field goal and won the game.
Yeah, another point is, if he would have made that field goal at the time we were down by 10, later in the game, we would have only been down by 7. So on that fourth, we were around the 50-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
On that fourth and, I think it was 4th and 3 or 4th and 4, we would not have had to go for it then. We could have punted.
Yeah.
We could have punted because we would have been down by 7 versus 10. At that point in time, with like 6 minutes left, we had to go ahead and go for it because now we have to have 2 scores. If we had that score earlier in the game, we could punt, pin them back, try to get them to punt, we go down and score, now the game's tied. But because we missed that field goal,
that kills you. It honestly and truly kills you. And see, it's not just Maher, because it's also our coverage. Think about
coverage, punt coverage, kick return, punt return. We're the last in the league.
You look at us. We get a takeaway. We get it on the 1-yard line. We got to go 99 yards. How many times have you seen us start out on the 15-yard line? And you look at them. They're starting off on the 34-yard line. They got the 40-yard line because it went out of bounds. I didn't fart, but if you'd like me to, I can.
Huh?
I did not fart.
That's probably me sipping on the...
Okay, that's Crunk over there, okay? Jeez.
Drinking my rum and Coke.
And maybe that's why you put all that extra perfume. Crunk came in, I was like, damn, he smells really good in here today.
I smell purdy.
He smells sweet up in here. I'm like, okay. But you look at those kind of things, and then the defense can't get off the field. And you make a guy like Mitch Trubisky look like Lamar Jackson. Did you see him weaving his way right on through? Boom, 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 boom. I mean, come on, man. This was utterly a complete failure. I just don't even know what you can honestly say good about this. Because, you listen to Jason Garrett, he'll say, we did some good things. What the good things? What good things?
2 guys I'm proud of, and they're playing on 1-year contracts on the defense.
Robert Quinn and Michael Bennett.
Bang.
And you know what?
We didn't talk about this. We didn't talk about this before we started the show. 2 guys I'm proud of. They're on 1-year contracts. They're on prove-it contracts. Everybody else that's getting paid, apologize, guys.
I'm sorry.
I love me some Jalen Smith. The guy's one of the greatest people walking this planet, but he played horrible. Michael Bennett and Quinn are the 2 guys that have stepped up and played.
And you know what?
Team.
I would take those 2 guys over D-Law.
Oh.
I mean, you think about,
he got his money.
You know what?
He's got his insurance policy.
And he's another one of those guys that you'll see him on the sideline like, okay, let me have a blow. I need a break. You know,
Well, if you're making money, you gonna play.
Antoine Myers, thank you very much for that super chat.
What's up, Antoine Myers, my boy? How you doing, brother?
this is the thing that kills me is I'm forever seeing guys that are, you know, I want to blow. I need a break.
Yeah.
No, break? What are you talking about a break?
Smith when he dislocated his shoulder. And still got
We're getting what we wanted. Don't be mad. No, see, Chaz. Okay, see. No, wait. Hold on. We're getting. I never wanted this. I never want. Listen. When Wade Phillips was fired, see, we went from Bill Parcells, who was a disciplinarian, a guy who ended up making sure if you fell asleep in a meeting, your ass was gone. You want to blow? You can have all the breaks you want because your ass is out on the street. Yeah, there's your blow.
You want to blow? Get a hold of Antoine Woods.
Oh.
Hey, well, what's the effing problem with this defensive line and their issues with that shit? And
well, that's philosophy.
I know, but where's the biggest? Where's the part of our team that was supposed to excel and has not excelled?
Defense.
Defensive line mainly. So what the hell is the deal? Is these are the guys that keep getting in trouble, keep having problems. Man, I love me some Antoine Woods. I had no idea something like this would come down the pipe, but the things I've seen about him, I was on his bandwagon, you know, and that really hurt to have some shit like that happen.
Which AC1 says which was the worst loss? The loss against the Titans last year or a loss yesterday? I'm gonna say yesterday, because the Titans game was early in the season and there wasn't much to play for. You're looking at this saying, you know what, we can kind of get a stranglehold and we need to make sure we keep pace with the Eagles. We know they're garbage, but we want to get on a roll and try and make it to the playoffs. To me, this looked like a team that gave up. Cowboys. So when Dak scores in garbage time, who's calling those plays, and why can't this be found earlier? Yeah. Well, the defense is when you get a big lead, they're going to give you the middle to try and run out the clock and stuff. So they're going to be a little bit softer and things in there. And it seems like, again, to me, it's coaching a lot when you start talking about a team starting out slow. You know, and it's sad because that first drive, it was textbook. Yeah. We had 40 yards passing, 35 yards running the football. You know, we got Zeke rolling. We ended up getting everything kind of clicking, and then we went away from all of it. Every time it seems like we get Zeke going, we stop running the football. I can't understand it. It's just kind of like, well, let's just try this. Well, let's try that.
Well, we had two possessions where we didn't score, and Zeke wasn't really highly involved with those, and we didn't score. The thing is, on that last possession before the half, Chicago scores. Then they get the ball coming out of the half. They score again. We went 50 minutes, for 50 minutes time-wise.
Right.
50 minutes.
Where we didn't have the ball.
Well, we didn't have the ball except for the kneel down right before the end of the half.
Yep.
So the offense came out with no rhythm. We haven't had the ball. They scored at the end of the half. Then they scored at the beginning of the second half. And now we're down. 7 to 17 at the time.
Art Alexander Jr. says your shirt is distracting.
Hey, don't be hating on the Versace, my man.
See, here's the thing. I want you guys to see this headline right here. This is Jason Garrett thought the Cowboys played fine at times during the brutal loss to the Bears. And this is systemic through the organization, because here it is. Jerry Jones is saying 1 minute, Maher, well, he's got the most misses in the NFL. The next minute he's saying, but we're going to give him a chance. Well, we know Jason Garrett, he's got some things that he misses, but we're going to give him a chance because we know he's a good coach. But the problem is to win a Super Bowl, you need everything to go right. It's 1 out of 32 teams that's going to win it. You got to stay healthy. You got to get the ball to bounce your way. You got to get some calls, and you got to make opportunities. We got the Jason Garrett up in here. The fake Jason Garrett. Look. I'm gonna pretend that. You know what? We played fine at times. You know what? You're gonna get cussed the hell out. You just step off. Just step off. Because this is the problem. I want to see some emotion. I don't know if any of you guys watched Star Trek. The Borg.
I hadn't seen that.
Okay, Star Trek. There was this big cube,
How you got time
and
for Star Trek?
This is years ago, man. Years ago. But understand. But no, this is the perfect analogy because see, you pointed out the two people on defense that are playing lights out
Or 1-year deals.
guys that just got here. Yeah. See, the whole board collective is they would just take over civilizations and they would assimilate everybody, and everybody was exactly the same. No, emotion, no individual thinking or anything else. And that's why you see Michael Bennett going off in the locker room. He's like, "What's wrong with you guys?" And everybody else is like, well, we just got to look at the film. We got to look at ourselves and figure out what we did wrong
That's the thing
and play
with Jason
better.
Garrett. Jason Garrett is too technical. It's he thinks everything can be fixed by technically being more sound and more compliant and following the film. Now, you know what? Sometimes football comes to punching somebody in the freaking mouth.
Thank you. And we're
if they
soft.
Don't like it, if you don't like it,
we are pampered
that means I'm
athletes.
Do it 10 more times. Yeah.
Dak is at fault. No, I'm telling you because when you see a guy that says, breaking news, Jason Garrett missed the flight to Dallas because of flu symptoms. Okay. No, but see, here's the thing. I'm sorry. But when you see guys that say, I want a break, that's soft. You're not in shape. You're not ready to play. Because, see, the way I was brought up, I'm old. You never came off the field. They had to pull your ass off the field. You got 60 minutes where I need you there completely. Your ass is mine for 60 minutes. And I need everything. I'm going to tell you. Here's how Nathanderall we are, okay? At JMU, okay, back in 1985, we had a coach named Joe Przicki.
JMU, what's JMU?
JMU, James Madison University.
Oh, Jesus Methodist University. Jesus is from Jesus Plate, right?
No. Okay. No. We were having a practice, and we were having a bad practice, okay? And Coach was kind of pissed. And Coach finally said, "You know what? Screw this. Get on the line." So we run gassers. And gassers are you run from one sideline to the other, back, and back. So we were running gassers like we usually do. We were running them. And Coach Przicki was still pissed. Coach was like, End zone. We started running gassers from end zone to end zone. Okay, so up to the end zone, back, up to the end zone, and back. We ran 5 of those. Coach Przicki was still pissed. He said, "Crab."
Oh, hell no.
We crabbed 100 freaking yards. Some of the guys just kind of rolled. You felt like your arms were rubber. You hurt so bad you were grasping here. Because this was in August, okay?
Yeah.
On the old field, like the Eagles vet field, where you could see the heat waves coming up off the field.
Oh,
yeah. And with Coach Przicki, I'll never forget this. Coach Przicki looked at us and he said, I want you to know that when the game is on the line and you think you got nothing left to give, that you got more left inside of you. And you will never, ever give up to fatigue.
Coaches do that.
Real coaches do that.
Yes, coaches will put you in a position and they say, this guy's been sitting the bench all year, but how come he comes in first when I challenge the team?
Because they don't give up. It's who wants.
He's a fighter.
See, and that kind of stuff teaches you.
We're missing fighters.
Wants it more. Here we are. We're the Dallas Cowboys. Everybody talks about us. We're on the limelight. We're on TV every freaking week. We go places, we get recognized. We are celebrities, okay? And you know what happens?
Divas.
Right. We're all divas, but see, we got the lunch pail guys that come in here and say, you know what? I'm going to kick that rich kid's ass. And they come in here and they kick that ass because you're soft. You get punched in the mouth and you go, I need a break. You're not tough. And this is Jason Garrett and his whole mentality because, see, all of them have been assimilated to Jason Garrett's mentality. You don't see them with fire out there except for the guys that just got here.
One thing I think we're missing on the offensive line as well we're missing that guy, that tenacious, like I just broke out of jail guy that's going to protect the quarterback no matter what the. I mean, we don't have. You never see our offensive guys, our offensive line, just get in a scrap and say, "Hey, I mean, you'll see them if Dak does something and somebody
like
gets
Larry
in his
Allen.
face, we need a Larry Allen
Or Kevin Gogan.
Yes, or
you know
Kevin
what?
Gogan.
Because those are guys that are going to knock your head off.
Mark Tuinei.
Oh,
A fighter that'll lead the offensive line and change the personality of the offensive line.
It's that Princeton education where we're cerebral. It's the ketchup bottle guy. I want guys that are smart, that know to tap on the Heinz 57, right there to get the ketchup out. Even though nobody uses bottles. Everybody's got a squeeze bottle now. Nobody taps the damn bottle anymore. And you got Jerry Jones, who's literally just blind to what's going on around him, that thinks everything is hunky-dory. We're going to turn around. There's nothing in anything that you've seen about Jason Garrett that says he's going to come up with a solution that's going to make this team win. And the thing is, I always know this. Every year I go into this knowing this, but I say to myself, you know what? This year, maybe this year we'll get it right. Maybe this year will be the year that finally it clicks. But every year it's the same thing with Jason Garrett. We end up sucking. It's the bottom line. And other teams, they're just blowing past us. Jet D, Jet, man. I would love to actually experience having a winning game with you, man. I mean, we met there at Buffalo Wild Wings. You've been over to Man Cave. It's been so long since we've had a win. I've never seen so many crybabies get counseling. You know what, dude? Read between the lines. Get the F out of here, man. Must be an Eagle troll. And I love how Eagles act like they've done something. They forgot that they lost to Miami on Sunday, didn't they?
Always also have a chance because
Cut Maher and let Jeff Heath kick field goals. I haven't seen Okoye's video yet. In fact, I was supposed to do a video with Okoye on Tuesday, but I ended up going down the road and didn't have my set, so I actually got to get back with him, and believe me, we'll probably be bearing it. LT, no matter, keep that fighting for the division. Just give up talk is ridiculous. The tournament, anything can happen. That's true. Anything can happen. But I got to tell you, what I've seen from the last few weeks, and granted, we have been playing better teams, better defenses especially, but I just don't see a fight in this team. I honestly believe that the players want to get rid of Jason Garrett. I mean, they're going to say the right things. You can't throw him under the bus because they're going to get rid of you.
If he would have made that catch.
Yeah, but
you saw what happened to Des Bryant. You know what happened to Bryce Butler when they started challenging the front office. But
Did you know any injury report on it?
Did you hear about Wilson?
Cedric Wilson, he's got a sprained knee.
Okay,
That's okay. It's not too bad then.
It's sprained knee. I mean, no major ligament damage, but basically a sprain is kind of like a partial tear.
That ball was on point. If he'd have caught that, I know it wasn't his ball.
Yeah.
That was a difficult catch. Really was a difficult play, but to see a young guy like that almost make a play for us.
Bridgewater was more quality. Wait. See, here we go. This is an idiot. So, Teddy Bridgewater was a more quality quarterback than Dak Prescott.
Okay.
Get him.
Okay. 1 minute. I told Mark this earlier. Hey guys, we love all the comments. Everything is great, but if you're gonna follow the Cowboys, don't watch the games. Don't just watch the games. Study a little bit. Don't say something like that. I'm sorry. Hey, if you're part of my channel, you can take yourself off. Don't remove yourself from Mark's channel for what I'm saying. But study the Cowboys. Don't make comments about Teddy Bridgewater, man.
Thomas Garrett, thank you for that super chat.
TG, my man Target in the house with a super chat. What's up, Target?
Mark, we've been smelling our Cowboys for 25 years, and finally they smelled like some that wasn't the first time over the 25 years they smelled like some shit.
Decent quarterback.
Jerry challenged. Well, that actually Jerry Jones challenging the sports talk station was about the biggest fight I've seen out of the Cowboys for a while.
Well, no, I mean, when Peterson challenged the Cowboys and said, "We're going to come down there and win," that was the last fight I've seen out of them.
Yeah.
The Philly game. I mean, we won the next game against New York. That's a interconference game. Of course, we're going to play well.
Oh, wait. Hold it. Allen. You know what? he says at least we've beaten teams with winning records. But you know what? You've also lost to the Detroit Lions, the Atlanta Falcons, and the Miami Dolphins. And guess what? You're still behind the Dallas Cowboys. So shut the hell up, man. Just you're trash, man. You're trash. Admit it. Listen, we are. Thank you, Crunk. We are a dumpster. Okay, a dumpster. But you are dumpster juice, man. And until you can actually beat us and actually take over the division, you ain't shit.
Yeah.
You're worse than us. We suck.
We're trash. We'll admit we're trash right now. We have the players, and we're playing like trash. But you're the juice that comes off the trash that goes to the
seriously.
bottom of the trash can and like oozes down. Like when you walk past the trash can and you look over there and there's like a bunch of like juice under there, that's the Philadelphia Eagles.
And on top of it, Alan, you're a freaking cockroach. Because see, I see how you Eagles do. Because you know what? You know what's funny? Monday on my live stream, it was quiet in here. There were no Eagle fans in here pounding their chest talking about how great they are and how bad the Cowboys were. Because you guys were hiding because you got your lunch handed to you by the Miami Dolphins. They even gave you breaks in that game, and you still couldn't take it, okay? So don't come in here now pounding your chest because the Cowboys lost, because that's gutless. That is just a freaking troll, man, and kiss my hind part. If you're going to come in here after you guys lose and man up, okay, I'm cool. I'm cool with that. You're a real fan. But man, get out of here with that garbage. Get out of here with that garbage.
Cowboys fans and
Of course, sir.
What are y'all watching over there?
there's Cowboy fans and Chicago fans fighting in the stadium, in the Chicago Soldier Field, fighting in like the hallway.
Well, maybe we should have put them on the field for the Cowboys because we might have had more of a fight than what we got last night.
No. It was like 20 Chicago guys against like three Cowboy fans. Basically, it was the same thing as on the field. 22 players from Chicago, and how many players from the Cowboys played, actually? Maybe 5?
Yeah.
So it was about
Kathy
22.
Green wants to know what happened to our defense last year. They were hard hitting. Now they're not hitting at all.
Well,
That's gonna be a good video.
man, that's a tough question.
Well, Van Der Esch came out and he played really, really well as a rookie. Jalen Smith seemed like he had better angles, and to me, it seemed like they had more aggression.
He had a right
Antoine
hand.
Woods wasn't getting busted for weed and wasn't injured. He actually played really, really well in the middle. And maybe we missed Tyrone Crawford more than I thought we would.
Yeah, he was a big part of our game.
Mr. DC for L. Right. Thank you for that super chat.
We marched the first drive, and and that's the thing. I'm almost wondering if no, it's not wondering. I still think the team just does not want Jason Garrett. I know that these guys can play better than what they showed. To me, I know Jalen Smith knows how to take better angles than what he did. I know that. I don't want to believe that they did. That they're throwing this because they're just tired of Jason Garrett. Because the reality is, you've kind of already heard Jerry Jones kind of backing away. Well, Jason Garrett, he gonna be employed next year. We believe in him. He's a good coach. No, and that's what the players kind of say. The fuck?
No.
The fuck? Wait.
Yeah.
You mean we might keep this guy? No, we have to let the blood let him go. And at this point, I'm almost wondering, do we want to lose the rest of the games? Do we want to get a better draft pick?
I'm extremely disappointed in one person, and in particular because I think so highly of him. Jalen Smith has been through so much, man, and I saw him play at a level I never thought I'd see him play at, and I mean that in a negative way, not a positive way. And the thing is, I know a guy like that who's worked his ass off so hard has the integrity. I know he has integrity, but I think what happens is when you're in that situation, I think he starts the game and he says, you know what? I'm going to go out there and play my hardest, win or lose. I'm not going to let myself get upset anymore.
But see, here's the
I'm
problem.
tired. I'm tired of what's going on here. He's had good coaching from Notre Dame. He's had good defensive coaching from Marinelli and Richard. And I think he's just not following the head coach. And I think he's tired.
I think they're all. But see, here's my thing. Okay, now we have tried it Jerry's way for 25 years, and where he's picking the coaches and everything else. We got Rod Marnelli, who was coach of the Detroit Lions there for a while. He was part of the Tampa defense, which was great when you had Warren Sapp You had a Warren Sapp in there. You had Brooks, you had some great players that were out there, Lynch and things like that. You don't have those players as defense, and it's kind of like the flex defense. It eventually got old. And this whole defense, to me, is predicated on speed and stunting. Well, that stunt is great if you're going to be if they're going to be passing all the time.
Yeah.
But if you catch a guy, if you know how to catch them when they're stunning, when they are, trying to get upfield and their bodies turn and they're off balance, you blow them out the hole. And see, here's the thing. For me, at some point, you just have to be able to just hold your place. You just got to go man on man with a big-ass fat guy, a trash can full of dirt that can clog up the middle. The Rams were the first team that did, and we have not been same since the Rams at stopping the run.
In a wartime aspect, you call it hold the line, guys.
We can't hold the line.
I got backups coming in. I need you to hold the line right
and
there.
And here again, and here's the problem. You've got Robert Quinn and D-Law, amped up that they're going pressuring from the outside. They are going fast as hell past the holes. And then you got two guys in the middle. If one of those does not keep their gap integrity or gets blown out, it's wide open. And see, this in lies the problem for the linebackers. And see, this is where I always say, I want a big,
James Woodley, damn. Thank you for that super chat.
Panthers Nation checking in. Get rid of the coach is the best feeling. Cowboys Nation, I feel your pain. I take your coach. I take yours, Ron Rivera, over Jason Garrett anytime. But see, here's my thing. When we start looking at the draft, and I tell you what, don't go anywhere this offseason. We got a lot to talk about this offseason because hopefully we're going to be getting rid of Jason Garrett. If not, then we need to be calling the guys in the white suits to come get Jerry Jones because the man's crazy. So we'll be looking at what new coach will be coming in, what kind of philosophy will they have control of the team. We got players that, are we going to franchise Dak Prescott? Are we going to let Byron Jones go? What are we going to do about Amari Cooper and things like that? So we got lots to talk about in this offseason. But for me, the biggest bang for the buck that you always get on the defense, to me, is always getting that 350-pound guy that can clog up the middle. Because if you get that guy, because here's the difference. If we had that guy who's not giving up those running plays like we're getting gutted, that guy that gets double-teamed, he's keeping the guys off the linebackers. So now the linebackers can make the moves around.
They got freedom.
And we've got nobody on that defense.
That's what's hurting our defense right now. We are a quick response defense.
Covington is probably the biggest guy that we have, and he's about 305 maybe.
Yeah.
And he's been, he's just here, and he's been injured. You got Antoine Woods, who's been in and out of the line. Malik Collins has actually played pretty good, but he's still a little bit on the light side. And, I believe in that big guy that's in the middle that can hold the line.
If we at least had that, you could use it against the teams that try to take advantage of us on the run, in the run game. Because almost every team that challenges us now, they know they can affect us by running the ball. They affect us by running the ball because we don't have that guy you're talking about.
Yeah.
If you look, there are fewer defensive tackles, inner defensive tackles. There are fewer great defensive tackles than there are great quarterbacks.
You're right.
There's more great quarterbacks out there.
Right.
You look like the top, like Geno Atkins, Ndamukong Suh, Fletcher Cox. There's not very many of them that can do that. If you can establish that guy, Ed Oliver's probably the newest guy coming up into that position. If you can get that guy, you can solidify stopping the run. If you can solidify stopping the run, you completely change the game.
Phil Gack Wilson, you literally avoid talking negatively about Dak. You claim you care about analysis.
No.
Start analyzing Dak and move past your Dak bias. He dictates the offense. Okay. Yeah, he dictates the offense. I'll agree with you. But here's the thing. When you have things that are working and your coach goes away from him, you can't blame it on the quarterback. When you have Zeke Elliott running the ball really effectively like you did in New England, and it's pouring down rain, and you are passing the football, then there's a problem with coaching. You can't put that on the quarterback. When there's times where you are passing the ball really, really well, and you got a hot hand, and you decide to run the ball down the end, and you end up not getting the first down, you can't blame that on the quarterback. That goes back to coaching. And yes, I admit, Dak Prescott was under pressure last night. Dak Prescott got his hand hit. Dak Prescott missed a lot of passes. But, he still moved the team a lot more. Let's say he did more than, say, the defense did. I'll say he did a hell of a lot more than the kicking game did. I'll say he did a hell of a lot more than the play calling by the coaching staff. So I look at the numbers. I agree. Dak, he's no worse than anybody else out there. Alan, I did. I said he missed a whole lot. If you watched my live stream last night, Dak missed that one. Dak was high on that one. But we also had offensive linemen that were missing people. We also had, anyway.
We were at a deficit where they could just straight come at us as hard as they wanted to because I know we couldn't run the ball anymore.
Wait. So all you guys out here that are saying, Dak's garbage, then please tell me what you want. Tell me what quarterback. Because I keep hearing people always say, trade Dak. Trade him for what?
We're not saying.
I know, no, because listen.
I don't think you're saying it.
Please don't make excuses for Dak. Played like crap. Okay,
yes,
fine.
He did. Actually.
Okay, yeah, he did. So give me your solution because all I ever hear people say is trade Dak. For what?
Every quarterback.
Or they'll say draft a quarterback. They'll say draft a quarterback. Okay, go ahead. Ask people who draft. Ask the Cleveland Browns about drafting a quarterback.
Yeah.
Ask the Washington Redskins about drafting a quarterback.
Ask the Baltimore Ravens about drafting a quarterback. Where did they draft him at? They didn't draft him. He was the fifth quarterback. The quarterback.
He was late.
Yeah.
But more times than not.
What I'm saying is you don't know if you're going to.
Oh, okay. So here we go. Sign Kaepernick, a guy who's played for 3 years. Okay, I'll give you another one. Okay, how about, let's think about this for a second. Let's think about the Rams a few years ago under Jeff Fisher, who actually took the Tennessee Titans to a Super Bowl, right?
Looked great at times. He did look great at times.
He went with the Rams, and what did the Rams do under him?
Fell apart.
Completely. Jared Goff looked like he didn't belong even in college football, much less as an NFL. Okay, he got fired. And Sean McVay, a young whiz kid, came in. Now, I'm not going to say Jared Goff is a great quarterback, but see, he ended up realizing what is good about this guy. What are the pieces that I have that work real good? He had Gurley, a great running back that, you know what, let's get him the ball in space. If you look at most of Jared Goff's big touchdown plays, they were screen plays to Todd Gurley. He figured out what worked well, and I'm going to use it. Okay? So he took the same team that was garbage and turned them around, and 2 years later was in the Super Bowl. Now, they played like crap in the Super Bowl, but he turned that team around from a different point of view. So all of you guys that keep saying that, you act like Jason Garrett puts all these great things and ideas in front of us, and, we just don't have people that are able to do it. Just like you pointed out, our defense doesn't disguise anything.
No, they don't disguise anything. Every time they lined up last night, were we talking about before? We were talking about that before the chat started, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you look at it, Troy Aikman pointed it out multiple times. The defense lines up. At that point in time, the play clock was at 18 seconds, and the defense was frozen. And Mitch Trubisky had 15 seconds to look the defense over, see where the openings were, send a guy in motion. He actually sent a guy in motion and sent him back just to see if they were in man or zone. Mm-hmm. And then he knew where the openings were. We don't disguise anything on defense right now. We don't move guys up, act like we're blitzing and fall out, switch a linebacker with a defensive end. Those are things that can even be called on the field. If your linebacker wants to blitz, if he sees a weak point, he can say, hey man, I'm going. You drop back.
Yeah.
Just tell them on the field. And we do none of that. We give and it's because the concept that Jason Garrett has is we have a game plan, we're going to follow it. Don't do any on the field cowboy shit. And I say cowboy shit. What I mean by cowboy shit is
hold on, Starstruck. Okay, I apologize for you because see, I've got all these people that are coming at me and saying Dak is complete garbage. Don't pay him, let him walk, trade him for somebody, and it's kind of like okay, all right, okay. I would just like to hear the solution. Maybe you're not one of those. I want to hear the solution for these idiots that are out there that's saying, he's a bum, get rid of him. Because what I'd like to know is, who is your solution? Who is the quarterbacks that you want? Because, you saw what the Eagles gave up to get Carson Wentz. You think Carson Wentz is playing great? Carson Wentz played 13 great games, and that's about it on his letterhead.
Dak Prescott played 16 great games his first year as well.
Right.
I mean,
okay, but you look at Carson Wentz's whole career. His rookie year was trash. His second year, when they had that 4-play schedule, until he got hurt, those 13 games, as they put it, he was an MVP candidate. But you look at him since then, he's 10-13, I think.
Has Dak not taken every snap? Has he not been there?
Every
has he not
snap.
been healthy? Has he sat down? Has he, like you said, has he called to come off the field for a rest?
And believe me, look, I believe that he's got a long way still to go.
That's
but he's
right.
only in his 4th year, and the fact that he is at least passing for possibly 5,000 yards, that he's gotten better, that he's on pace for about 34 TDs. You got to look and say, okay, this guy's getting better. Because if you look at Russell Wilson, because people will say Russell Wilson, oh man, he was not like Russell Wilson. Take a look at Russell Wilson the first 3 years. He had the best defense in football that took the ball away. And that's another one of these things. We are dead last in takeaways in the NFL. You can't win when you don't take the ball away. But it's all on Dak.
We did take the ball away twice this week, but one of them happened to be
on the 1-yard line.
It actually prevented some points, but it didn't give us the field percentage or field placement that usually a takeaway gets. So that takeaway kind of was a wash. They didn't score. It kind of be like they're missing a field goal, but still we got a long ways to go. But if you look at Dak Prescott over the history of the NFL, Dak Prescott has one of the best first 4 seasons
in the history of the
NFL.
But see,
and that's 4 years.
But you know what it is?
1 year and this and cutting this out.
Here's the problem though, Crunk. Here's the thing though. Just like we were talking about how our players are, the stars, the Cowboys, and, they're pampered athletes, give me a break and everything else and all that. So are our fans. Our fans think that, everybody is perfect and everything else, and we're supposed to be the cream of the crop, and we're supposed to automatically win. No, it's not like that.
No.
You got to go out there and earn that stuff.
Every night, Dak Prescott is challenging professional athletes on the opposite side of the ball. He can have a bad night. He had a bad night in Chicago. And the thing is, the defense had a horrible night too, and there was no way for Dak Prescott to make that up.
B Think Sharp, you amen on that one. Russell Wilson also had good coaching. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Because it will amaze me if Jason Garrett immediately gets another job. Because I don't honestly say, what have you done to deserve another job right away?
Two things I think have happened that were good this year for Dak Prescott. John
Kitna.
Kellen Moore moving to offensive coordinator, which is actually a promotion, but I think he's a better intellectual mind. I don't think he's as good a technical guy, like showing a quarterback how to do drills and stuff.
Right.
Kitna is more of an on-the-ground operations guy, mechanics. I can teach you this, I can teach you that. So even though I think Kitna is more important, even though I think Kitna is more important in the aspect, I think it fits us.
Cam Newton in Dallas, really? Cam Newton's body is failing him. Cam Newton the last 2 years can't stay on the field. And you talk about Dak Prescott's accuracy. Cam is good on deep passes, but Cam, oh my God. See, and this is where you get people that are out there that just don't, what happens a lot of times is people will remember like the MVP season of Cam Newton. But you don't look at the whole picture of how long ago that was. That was, 4 years ago? And since that time, there's nothing on there on paper that says Cam Newton is that guy 4 years ago. I keep seeing people talking about, oh man, Tom Brady's going to be, he's going to be released by the Patriots. We're going to get Tom Brady here next year. A 43-year-old quarterback, if you looked at his numbers of what he's doing this year, it's not the offense that's doing it for New England. It's that defense of theirs that's taking the ball away. Because here's the difference right now. I want you to understand, New England has over 30 takeaways on the season to our 12. That's 30 more times that their offense is keeping, getting the ball. And that's 30 some times that they're keeping the other team from scoring. That makes a difference. There's no bigger statistic in football than winning the battle of turnovers.
Yeah, we're averaging basically 1 a game. They're averaging almost 3 a game.
Oh, I love this. Alex, you're a freaking idiot. Cut Prescott and Maher.
Maher, yes, Dak Prescott.
Guys, listen.
They're trolling. No, they're just trolling me now.
No. The hardest thing, they want to comment, the hardest thing to find in the NFL is a productive quarterback. We have a productive quarterback. I will say, because he was young early, he had some reins put on him. He wasn't able to function completely and use all of it.
Oh my God! Trade Dak for Haskins. Come on, man. The Redskins. Come on, man.
They just want to.
You try. Okay, I see what you did there.
They're asking for responses. That's all. But,
I see what you did there. I see what you did. You. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I trade Dak. Okay, Dak is trash.
I'm making a drink on that one.
Oh man.
Do you want a drink? I'll make you a drink.
I've got Kahlua in my coffee here. Okay, actually, I've got coffee in my Kahlua, I should say. What about our secondary? Trash, man. It's trash. Byron Jones, I think, is going to end up being able to walk on this offseason. And he's had kind of an up and down season, but he's actually probably one of our better tacklers. We need help. Honestly, I do take the bait kind of quick. I'm like a punch drunk, no, let me not use that term because somebody will get mad. But I mean, I've just been beat up so much that it's just hard, man, that the Cowboys, they've been breaking my heart. This kills me. Make Charles Haley a head coach. Well, I'll tell you one thing. Charles will put a foot in people's ass. Charles will not take any BS. And he will, I'm telling you, I would like to see a disciplinarian quarterback. Coach. I would like to see somebody that hold these guys, responsible for their actions. If you mess up on the field, there's no way in the world that Maher should still be. Jerry said, well, there's not very many kickers out there. Well, I get that. But at least you already know what you got right here. A guy who misses on a regular. Yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame for making some 60-yard field goals and stuff, but he can't make ones that are helping us to win games. Let it go. You got guys getting busted for weed 2 days before the game, the day before you're supposed to leave for a game, getting arrested for weed. And this isn't the first guy. The things that are going on show there's no discipline, and guys just don't give a rat's ass about what they're doing. And that's the problem. You need a coach who's going to go ahead and say, you know what? For 6 months, your ass is mine. You're going to play football. You're going to live football. You're going to eat football. You're going to sleep football. Say goodbye to your family. Say goodbye to your kids. Say goodbye to everything. I need you for 6 months. And you know what? You're getting paid a hell of a lot of money to do that. Can you do that? If you can't do that, then get the hell off my team. Go someplace else. But I need 53 guys that are here about football, and we're going to get this stuff together. So, type of coach you want. I want a defensive-minded coach.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of more pushing towards the old school coach, the Lincoln Riley.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that fits what we need. I think that's like the flashy type thing, and he's the shiny object in the window.
That could be the Chip Kelly.
Yeah, and to me, I want somebody that's got a little grit, a little rust in their teeth. You know what I mean? No matter what happens, we're headed for heartbreak. If there's 1 second, I will tell you this. Go ahead. What's up?
You can throw Garrett under the bus, preferably the one from the movie Speed. I'd like to throw him under the bus. He's thrown enough people under the bus.
There's 1 second that I remember every year, and it's the last second when it ticks off the clock, when we know that's the last second of Cowboys football till the next year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a long...
Yeah, we got 3 games left.
Whether we win the Super Bowl, or even when we won the Super Bowl, the clock ran out and we had won the Super Bowl, and I still was upset that I wasn't going to see football.
Alan Berman, I know you're an Eagle fan. I know here's the problem. I know you say Chris Richard does that he holds guys accountable. But his defense is playing like ass, shows it isn't everything about making head coach. There's a difference here because, see, he's not the head coach. He's not even the defensive coordinator. He is a coach that is underneath a philosophy that's failing from the top down. Yeah. Because, see, Jerry Jones doesn't hold Jason Garrett accountable for when he makes mistakes. When you ice your own kicker, when you blow, 26-3 leads. He always says Jason Garrett, his job is safe. So how is it that Chris Richard, who is the passing coordinating coach, now blamed, for running another man's defense and not the head coach on a team that doesn't value responsibility? You can't put that on Chris Richard. I'm sorry. And that's where a lot of people say, oh, well, you can't hire Chris Richard as the head coach. Well, again, this isn't the same defense that was run in Seattle. The defense in Seattle actually had a lot more aggression. They did more blitzing.
And we don't
and he doesn't have the type of players that fit his system. You still have Rod Martinelli, who believes in just pass rushing.
And we don't know how much influence he's getting from above him.
That's what I'm saying.
He may be coming into meetings and say, hey guys, I want to do this, and I got these. I want to move this guy here. I want to be aggressive and do this. And they may say, hey, we're not going that direction. They might be telling him.
I'll give you two perfect examples that came from the same team that you would look at and say, why are they going to be head coaches? Sean McVay, from the Redskins. Who thought that Sean McVay was going to take the Rams to a Super Bowl? Who saw that coming? Coming from the Redskins. I'll give you a second one from the Redskins. Kyle Shanahan. Who saw him leaving the Washington Redskins and going to Atlanta, and then, was it Atlanta? Yeah, he was in Atlanta, and then going and doing the 49ers are doing. So you can't look and say, oh, well, Chris Richard is ass, and, he can't do it, because those are two great examples of guys that were on crappy teams that once they became head coaches put in their own thoughts and everything else. You've got Jason Garrett, who I just can't even talk about you. I just can't do it, man. Crunk, I can't talk. I get nauseated every time I think about Jason Garrett.
Yeah, and there's a lot of things, guys, that go on behind the scenes that we have no clue about. I'm sure 100% Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, they've probably been reaching out to multiple coaches, just getting their feels out, kind of putting that.
I pray that they have.
Putting out classified ads, undercover in the NFL, looking for coaches, investigating stuff, studying things. I mean, there's no way you won't.
We hope they have.
Yeah, I'm sure. I would almost put my life on it. That they're looking into, where could we get a coach if we need to. We know things aren't working out well. They're not happy. Jerry Jones is not happy. Stephen Jones is not happy. But right now they feel like they're content with the best opportunity they have at this point. And then we're in a war. Do you change commanders in the middle of a war? Do you gotta
ask Abraham Lincoln that? Okay, if you want, you know what? I tell you what, I will give you a perfect example, because see, I love the Civil War, and Joseph Heatherly, who's coming up, he's going to be here.
Now there's war and there's air attacks and battle.
No. Yeah. See, I can tell you the exact general that Jason Garrett is. George P. McClellan.
Yeah.
Okay, because his soldiers loved him. They could march straight. Man, they looked good out there in the field. But the guy was scared.
Yeah.
He ended up having Lee's battle plans that were wrapped up in a cigar. Lee had all of his forces, all 65,000 of them, broke up into like 6 groups. He could have just gone through, picked off each and every one of them one by one, ended the war. But instead, even though he had 100,000 soldiers, he kept calling to Lincoln, I need more men, and waiting until finally Lee got his force together, and up in Antietam, it basically was parade rest. He could have ended the war had he acted, had he had some kahunas, some balls.
Yeah.
But he was scared. This is Jason Garrett and the Dallas Cowboys. And yes,
wow.
Yes, and they got rid of him.
I'm going to give you a Jason Garrett clap for that one. No, I like it. Very, very good.
You know, there were a lot
Impressive.
of. You see, I love studying the Civil War because there was a lot of things.
Bro.
You know, there were a lot of things that came out of the Civil War, like burns, like sideburns.
Yeah.
They were actually named after General Ambrose Sideburns.
Yeah.
Okay. Hookers.
Yeah.
You ever wonder why they call them hookers, prostitutes, hookers? Anybody? Anybody? You want to know why?
Tell me.
Because General Joseph Hooker had a whole hotel full of
slew.
Yes, so they called those. Oh, those are hookers women, and that's where the term came from. Bam! Gotcha.
My man, Mark. Bring in the war zones.
There you go. So,
my man, you're the new war daddy. I bow down to the war daddy.
Oh my God, we need a war daddy so bad. Oh my God. All this started when Jimmy Johnson left. Period. I agree.
No, hey,
listen,
hey,
it has.
Hey, Jimmy Johnson had to leave. He had to. It was mandatory. You know why?
Why?
Because he had control of Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones lets no one control him. He was winning Super Bowls on what he did. He made the Herschel Walker trade. That Herschel Walker trade is what won us the Super Bowls.
Oh, yeah.
That Herschel Walker trade is what won us the Super Bowls with Barry Switzer. Barry Switzer didn't win that Super Bowl. It was Jimmy Johnson's trade. The thing Jimmy Johnson did, that's what won of the Super Bowl. And Jerry Jones didn't like the fact that everybody was going to hang that Super Bowl on Jimmy Johnson and not hang it on Jerry Jones. So the fact that Jerry Jones, literally to me, has not won a Super Bowl yet. Jimmy Johnson won us 3 Super Bowls. He had a backup come in, Barry Switzer, and if you look at the documentary done on Troy Aikman, Troy Aikman hated him some Barry Switzer.
Oh yeah.
Because Barry Switzer came in and completely did the same thing Jason Garrett does, clap and put.
Okay, I just wanted to run through this. I'm just looking at the numbers here real quick. This is actually kind of amazing. If you take Barry Switzer, his time, Chan Gailey, and his time here, and Dave Campo, do you realize that you still have not had as much time as Jason Garrett has had with this team?
Yes, I am.
Did you get that? You had Barry Switzer, Chan Gailey, and Dave Campo, and that's only 9 years of coaching together. Jason Garrett has had 10 freaking years.
Yeah, he had 10 plus.
10 years. He has had 2 rosters completely turn over. You had the old guard. I mean, you had a young Jason Witten. You had the best offensive line in football. You had Des Bryant, who was balling. You had Tony Romo having a career year. You had DeMarco Murray leading the NFL, and you couldn't win. I mean, you won 1 game in the playoffs?
Aaron Stanley, thank you very much for that super chat.
Okay. So it's not like Jason Garrett hasn't had time. And you look at, I mean, think about that. You've turned over the roster completely.
Yeah.
You got rid of the Jason Hatchers and the DeMarcus Wares, and now you got the D-Laws that you're going to have for another 2 years at least. You've got, Byron Jones and crew and young secondary, but you've got a Zeke Elliott, you got a Michael Gallup, you got a Amari Cooper, you've got weapons galore.
Let me throw a question at the chat room right now. You guys get ready. It's a question. I want a 1 or a 2. Put a 1 in the chat box if you guys think the 2016 team, the roster was better than this year's roster.
Oh, hell no.
2016 roster, give me a 1. 2019 roster, give me a 2. And we went 13-3 and gave the last game away, really. We could have went 14-2. Which roster is better? 2016 is a 1, 2019 is a 2.
I will give you this one, though. But here's what you got to look at. The offensive line, I was going to say, the offensive line was a lot better then.
But overall.
And you had Zeke Elliott with more burst.
Yeah. He was younger. His legs were quicker. So
but I'll take this wide receiver core.
I can't see the chat, but I bet you're getting a lot of 2s.
That's about half and half. Somebody's got 3. Okay, Owen. You got 2.
Smart shit.
Aaron Stanley, thank you very much for that super chat.
Lots of 2s, mostly 2s.
Yeah, I think our roster, if you look, we got Xavier Woods, which we didn't have then. We got Byron Jones.
They're paid like they're a better roster when you think about it.
That's definitely true. We're spending more money now than we were then. I mean,
but we definitely had a better. Well, yeah. Well, we had a better.
Marcus Lawrence at that time hadn't even hadn't come out the box. He came out the box
Yeah.
for next year. You know, so to me, our roster is much better now than it was in 2016.
You don't like Cobb?
What?
Wait a minute. In 2016, our wide receivers were Des Bryant, Measly
Terrence
Beasley,
Williams.
and Terrence Williams. How can you not like a Randall Cobb? Oh my God, he has blown.
Terrence Williams playing
He's
NFL
had
right
some
now.
drops. He's made some tough catches. He's made some really
Oh
tough
my God!
catches.
And you
the
think
middle.
about the 4 touchdowns of his that were called back because of penalties.
And he's
Come on, man.
He's had his best season as a receiver.
Well,
He's
no,
been- I mean,
he's-
what-
I mean, in 2014, he was
Yeah.
an absolute beast. I mean, he was
Yeah, he had 2
balling.
Hail Marys that year.
But he's actually averaging. I think this may be the longest per completion in his
Yeah.
career because he's over 14. This team sucks. Again, what do you think? Let me ask you this: what do you think Bill Belichick would be able to do with Dak Prescott?
Bill Belichick gave his longest perception of a player that he's ever given on Dak Prescott. He's never done that on any other quarterback.
Mhm.
And if you look it up on YouTube, you can find it. Put Bill Belichick, Dak Prescott. He sat there and talked about he praised Dak Prescott for I think over 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Consistently. And I can tell you this: if the Dallas Cowboys want to make a trade, a blockbuster trade,
Mhm.
call Bill Belichick and say, "Hey, you want Dak Prescott?"
Oh shit!
He would give the fucking moon for him.
Yeah, he would.
They
I
will win 4th
guarantee
game,
you.
too.
So if anybody out there
Should we
doubts
keep,
Dak Prescott,
cut, or trade Awuzie?
Awuzie to me,
You're not gonna get much on a trade.
yeah, he's played very good. The thing is, Byron Jones is fucking locked down, and they're not even going his way. So Awuzie gets a lot of heat because they go his way a lot because Byron Jones plays solid, straight up. He's not going to get you interceptions. He's not going to get you pass interference calls. He's not going to get you very many pass interference, even though he had a couple in the last couple weeks. Byron Jones plays solid, straight up defense. He's square. He's really square. He's gonna keep you in that box. He's gonna keep you safe. So a lot of guys, a lot of the quarterbacks, a lot of the teams, they know go to Chidobe Awuzie's side because that's the only chance you have. You know, you don't have a lot of opportunity against Byron Jones.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of gets picked on. His name is out there. He's a Cowboy. You know, being a Cowboy, you're on TV. Your face is up front.
I love how everybody will just say trade somebody, because getting fair value for trades doesn't usually happen.
Your mediocre guys, you don't get trade value. What
Right.
happens with your mediocre guys is you end up releasing them, trying to replace them in the draft
Or free agency.
Yeah, because what happens is your mediocre guys, you hope if you draft well, you can release them before they get into their non-rookie contracts, their second-year contracts. Once you have to pay them, it's better to just try to replace them.
And I'm going to tell you another. When you think about 2016, the biggest.
Our dream season.
Well, here's the difference. That season, our rookie draft class ended up playing dividend. I mean, of course, you had Dak, who saw that coming, other than Joe Boo. You had Zeke, who was a big put in.
Changed the whole aspect of the NFL.
Right. I mean,
everybody now is looking for that running back.
Yeah,
Before
but
they
not
didn't
paying
give a
him.
shit. Yeah.
But you think about the impact immediately that we had from that draft class. 2017, we didn't get that. Everybody had like hamstring pulls.
Yeah.
Okay? And that lack of talent. And you look at this year. I mean, Tony Pollard's shown a couple of flashes, but, the governor, he's been on injured reserve. Tristan Hill, he's been asleep and showing up late, so he hasn't been an impact. And that's what's kind of hurt us overall is we haven't gotten a boost the last 2 years from that draft where we were before. We were always getting a guy, first-round draft pick, bam, who's making immediate impact on our team. But we haven't been getting those guys that immediately have been able to be plugged in.
I will say what I've said for the last 2 years since I started my channel. The reason is our first round draft picks. Go ahead and make your comment because I'm gonna hold mine.
Trade for Wentz.
No, see, they're clowning. Don't fall for the clown.
Oh,
Hey,
man.
the
You
reason,
guys got jokes.
the reason our first-round draft picks are not dropping bombs is because our first-round draft picks typically have been big body guys. Big body guys take time to get their man strength. You're not gonna take a guy out of college unless you get him in the top 5 or top 10. You're not gonna bring him into the NFL at 23 years old and he's gonna be able to compete with a 28-year-old defensive lineman. Or if you get a defensive lineman
Right.
at 22 years old, he's not gonna be able to rush the edge against a 28-year-old offensive tackle. Excuse me. But there's a difference in the strength. When it comes to finesse and speed and just being able to read the ball, Thornhill, we could have had Thornhill.
Man. Instead, we got Tristan Hill.
And those are the players. When you look at a safety or a corner or a running back or a slot receiver, those guys can come in their rookie season and make a difference because they don't need to increase their strength and increase their body size and increase. That's you know. If you let's say you would have made it to the NFL, as soon as you walked in, you would have seen guys way stronger than you, 5 years ahead of you in the weight room, 5 years ahead of you in eating right, and it makes
Kathy
a big
Green,
difference.
you're 100% right on that. If we had the big body in the middle, we'd get more sacks because that quarterback couldn't step up. You wouldn't see Trubisky running up the middle like he did. He would have had somebody clogging it up.
And the thing is, you're not going to get that type of player unless you're drafting in the top 5, the top 10. To get that player, you're going to have to trade for him. Unless you draft high.
Angel asked, do you think Dak could win a Super Bowl with Bill Belichick? Come on. Yes.
I could win a Super Bowl with Bill Belichick.
Anybody can.
Bill Belichick has he has a whole scheme. Their team is completely different this year than it was the years before, and they're still 10-2. We have a better team, we have a better roster, we have better defense, we have a better offense, and they still are 10-2, and we're 6-7.
Buy a VCR on Amazon and VHS tape to watch the good old days. You don't have to buy. You can go on YouTube and watch the old highlights, man. I pull them up all the time.
On the NFL channels, you can watch all the highlights.
Yes, Joseph, I did get it. It was here when I got here today. So yes, I have it. I'm going to take it with me tomorrow over to the authentication and stuff and get that squared away. Somebody had said that my wife does not get any attention. I'm glad you're actually concerned about my wife and my relationship. But actually, we have a great relationship because, we actually have the, not the Amazon, the Facebook, what you call it?
FaceTime?
She's got the little screen and all that stuff, so we can actually do that. We also do a lot of Marco Polo. We also text message each other, and we do go to bed together every night as well as wake up with each other in the morning.
You send her flowers?
We're good. Well, no, actually, she wanted a what you call it, the Roomba, yeah. So
I was gonna the other day, just as a gift, I was gonna bring her some flowers. I was like,
my wife?
Yeah, just to be not like roses. I was gonna bring her like some little carnations and shit. A plant for the house. Nothing like that, man. I've only said, usually I say hello to your wife, I see like the back of her head, or she comes down the stairs for a minute. Hey, I'm a nice guy, I'm a gentleman, okay? I'm not like that. Okay, I'll let you can send my wife flowers.
I'm not getting my ass kicked by my wife. Honey, I'm going to send somebody else's wife's flowers. What?
Yeah, my wife boxes, so I'm not sending flowers.
Okay, no, okay.
I just being polite, man.
Well, okay, you guys are actually on bonus time here, long bonus time, but it's hard to leave, man. It's been so hard with. It seems like it's been forever since we've actually had a win, man. I mean, it's been a month ago. It was the Lions, man.
Yeah, we've had 6 games, 1 win.
And I think we've lost 7 of the last 10. I think it is.
Yeah. In the last 10 games, we won 3 games. So it's not looking good. I mean, really, literally, we could lose out and not even make the fucking playoffs. I mean, I dropped that.
If we don't beat the Eagles, we're not making the
Mark
playoffs.
sees the back of her head too. Okay. Yeah, this. But hold it. Hold on. Don't be depressed. Don't be
No,
depressed about
there's
this
nothing to be depressed about.
Because here's the thing.
We got a positive outcome no matter what.
Well, well, we still have a chance at playoffs. But if this is think about this. The 2015 season was butt ugly.
Oh.
But that brought us Dak, Zeke, Collins, Jalen Smith, and everything else. We had to go through those hard times to get to better times. And unfortunately, the only way we're going to get past Jason Garrett is for things to get bad. We've been stuck kind of in purgatory here because we've been, good enough to sometimes make the playoffs, but not good enough to really make that run, but not bad enough to really get those great players to be able to move up in that easy schedule. We have to just get bad.
We've been questionable under Jason Garrett every year. Do we do something? Do we not? What's out there? You know what? Maybe we need that season, like you're saying, that cuts the cord. Hey, we're done with this. We need to move on. Bad or good, we need to move on. If we go with
Chris, I tell you what, Chris. If somehow that Jason Garrett came back, I asked myself, what would it take for you to stop watching Cowboy football? I think that would be the thing that I would just have to say I'm done. If Jerry Jones were to bring back Jason and Garrett, unless we have the miracle and they happen to go through, make the playoffs, and make this magical run, okay, I can understand that. But if that doesn't happen and they brought back Jason Garrett, I just would have to. I don't think I could take it. I think it would literally, it would do damage to my health. It honestly would.
I think Jason Garrett is going to be drinking dumpster juice. Next year, he's going to be with the Giants. He's going to be coaching Daniel, what's his name? Daniel Jones. That'll be his new quarterback. Supposedly, guys, check in this week and let's see Eli Manning. Eli Manning is probably going to be starting this week, so it's at least something to watch.
Don't let the Giants finally get a win after 9 weeks against the Eagles.
Don't let them get hot with Eli.
You Eagle fans better hope and pray that you don't lose to them.
If the Redskins win and the Eagles lose, then
they are like an addiction, Mark. I know they are addiction, man. What was the issue before Garrett? The issue before Garrett was Wade Phillips. Well, Wade Phillips actually went to the playoffs twice. We got into the playoffs twice, but we failed, and then we had just a bad season, and they got fired in the middle of the season. He didn't get the benefit of the doubt like Jason Garrett has.
No, he didn't.
Mike, here's what's crazy: the fact that Mike Tomlin, they're 7-5 right now and back in the playoff hunt. Where they've lost their quarterback, the running back, wide receiver. That's coaching. That is coaching that keeps that team in there. And the fact that guy who's been to 2 Super Bowls, winning one, was on the hot seat, and here it is, Jason Garrett after 10 years. I don't understand it. Can we beat Sean McVay? Right now, if we played like we did last night, you can't beat anybody.
Yeah, that's why I said I'm nervous about the rest of the season. But for the most part.
Oh my God! See, BD. He said Cobb is wasting money. All we need is Cooper and Gallup.
Cooper is dealing with injury.
He's definitely not.
Wait.
I know they're gonna try to keep that undercover, but Cooper is definitely. He's probably not even at 70%. The guy's out there. He's a deception, right? To me,
he looked like a woman last night.
Yeah.
They probably shot him up or something.
Yeah, he's probably deceptive. They're like, Cooper's out here. We need to guard him.
Let me say this. Randall Cobb has got 44 catches for 677 yards, 15.4 yard per average, 3 TDs with 4 that are called back. How is that a waste as a slot receiver? 677 yards as a slot receiver in 13 games, averaging 15.4. Do you actually watch the games? Part of the reason why Amari Cooper and Michael Gallup are also getting those yards are because you also have another guy that's there. See, it's one of those things that, Zeke Elliott is better because the receivers are good. The receivers are better because Zeke Elliott is good. These all things, the more weapons that you have out there.
Your X and Y are better because your slot is good. If your slot is good, he draws attention to the middle of the field. If he draws attention to the middle of the field.
Oh, so that's what you're trying to do, BD. Was get Mark said my name. Okay,
I told you.
Okay, I tell you what. Here's what we're gonna do.
What's his name?
What's his name? BD. Okay.
BD.
Okay. Let's see. Vans from Shreveport. We got Cowboys 5 rings. Cowboy Marty. Dan Cunningham. Rue Glock. Ty Cowboys. Michael Kuzak. Okay. Angel. Jeremiah. I can't pronounce the last name. Bruce D. I'm not going to say your name again. Julio Hernandez. Q in the house. That's my man right there. Mr. Jordan. Okay. Dean Murr. All right, does that make some of y'all happy? I can't win for losing.
Dude, I'm telling you, the only thing they want is to hear their name. And
they want to hear my name. They say my name, say my name.
Some of them just busted one. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but I'll cut that off.
Okay, Kevin Carr, Motivation 2K12, who is a New Orleans fan.
You're running a porn channel, not a cowboy channel.
Raygon, Pagan, AC1, Kathy Green. What's happening, Kathy? How are you doing? Bay and Rodney, Jim, Charles Alvarez, SG, Kevin Carr, William Taylor. Okay, all right. So that's about as best I can do. But we've been on for an hour and a half.
Dude, the thing about the Cowboys is the issues we're having right now. Special teams has not adjusted at all. We haven't had a good game of special teams all year.
What happened to our fullback?
It's causing poor field position. It's causing our punt return, our kick return is worse than the league.
Mm-hmm.
Our punt coverage, our kick coverage is worse than the league.
Kicker.
Our field goal kicker has missed more field goals than anyone else in the league, and we're a team. This is the thing. If you're trying to build a team on the concept of running and paying we paid our running back $90 million guaranteed and all.
Mm-hmm.
If you're trying to build a concept on a team like that, you have to win games by 3 or 4 points. You can't win a game on 3 or 4 points when your kicker is not performing, and your special teams is not performing and putting you in bad field possession.
Mm-hmm.
If we have bad field position, we're not going to win games like that. You're not going to get those
What's up with the white guy? I can't wait because I always get told, you never have anybody white in your in your man cave and stuff. It's like, I had Jet D over here and stuff. Okay, I got Daniel Hernandez. I mean, we have the whole rainbow coalition up in here. Look, and so that's what's up with the white guy in your play? Jeez, I don't see color up in here. And, Joseph Heatherly, okay, who is Wyatt Earp, okay, he's going to be here. I mean, geez, can't we all just be human being and Americans?
I had the same issue, Mark. I played on a traveling basketball team in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
As the only white guy, when I came in, everybody would sign autographs. Nobody wanted my autograph. And
he's been at this is only the second time he's been at my house. Okay, I wasn't here. Then again, wait a minute. You were talking about bringing flowers to my wife. You weren't here while I was gone, were you?
It was a respect thing. I was doing it because I was actually doing it as
This is the third time.
Is it?
It came before.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. No, he said all week.
When Cowgirl Crunk was here. But I was actually doing it as respect because
Thank you very much for that super chat.
I was doing it out of respect because I know you put a lot of time in here.
Yeah.
And I know you do miss time with your wife. I know you want to spend more time with your wife, but you're dedicated to the things you do here
yeah.
too. So
I'm gonna make I'm gonna make you guys feel a little bit better right now. We're gonna play a little clip.
Drink time. You need a drink?
I need some more active. My back's what I All right, so at least we don't need to see that one because there ain't nothing about our Cowboys right now.
I'm talking about
At least that should make us feel a little bit better. Yes, I was waiting for this. So, at least Monday night we can kick back. We can watch the Eagles play and see what they do. We can see the Redskins on Sunday and things. Dak does good in garbage time. Oh, here we go. Dak is Tebow of 19. Okay. How can we beat the Rams? Show up and play better on defense and definitely better on special teams.
That's okay. I'm not going there until 11 o'clock.
Just need a head coach. Oh my God, we need a coach so bad. Let Dak walk and sign Tannehill or Fitzpatrick.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what.
Just stop.
It doesn't matter who you bring in here. They're not going to do good under Jason Garrett.
They stink. What's up, Philly? Week 16 Philly. Would you like Urban Meyer? I'll take anybody right now over Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett is just bad. Do I think it's possible? Oh, don't even put it out there. Philly plays Monday night. Yeah. Well done as always, Marco. Hey, Jet D, man. You know, I'll hang out with you anytime, buddy. Yeah. Joseph Heatherly does have a lot of guns. I mean, a lot of them. Dak is a hell of a quarterback. Some people must really not see him. You know what? Apparently, let's think about it. Let's do this one here.
I got some goddamn shit to say. I heard some shit. I didn't like it. Did you cut it off already?
What? Oh, it's a short clip.
Oh.
It's Carson Wentz throwing interceptions and fumbling the football against us. Okay, I want to go. Let's think about this now. See, we've been spoiled, and one of the things that's kind of interesting is
you ain't bullshit.
People talk about Troy Aikman as one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the NFL. I want you to understand, his first 3 years he was garbage. Troy Aikman was not a great quarterback his first 3 years.
1 and
he
15.
got
1 and 15.
Yeah, right. No, he didn't play in that one victory.
Oh yeah. Oh well, shit.
He didn't play in the Cowboys were 1 and 15. He didn't play in that game. That was
bad,
Steve
Mr.
Berline.
Education.
Okay,
I didn't even know
but
that.
I want you to think about this because Troy Aikman's first 3 years. Look at the stats. They weren't great. He ended up being great when he had great offensive line, all-time leading rusher, Hall of Fame wide receiver. Just saying. Oh, and a great defense. But since Troy Aikman, we had Randall Cunningham, Anthony Wright, Quincy Carter, Ryan Leaf, Clint Stoner.
Ryan Leaf?
Yeah, we had Ryan Leaf for a minute.
He
Vinny
was supposed to be
Testaverde,
automatic.
Drew Henson,
This thing is off or something.
Drew Bledsoe, all before Tony Romo. So when you guys start saying trade Dak or we'll just draft somebody else, I want you to think about, let me read that again. Randall Cunningham, who was past his prime, Anthony Wright, Quincy Carter, Ryan Leaf, Clint Stoner, Chad Hutchinson, Quincy of course again, Vinny Testaverde, Drew Henson, and then Drew Bledsoe before we got to Tony Romo. We got spoiled going from Tony Romo to Dak. We really got spoiled. You don't go. I mean, the fact that you had an undrafted quarterback do what Tony Romo did, and you look at Tony Romo. No sound? Did you unplug it?
No. I don't know.
You sure? Sure you didn't pull it, unplug it?
I'll check it. Go ahead, do your thing.
The fact. Oh, actually, there's no sound on. Actually, I don't even need them. Well, I don't really need them on because I'm not watching any clips, so I don't know why I've got headphones on, making my head all hot. Okay. Understand, for us to get Tony Romo as undrafted, and then to turn around and get Dak Prescott in the 4th round, think about how many number 1 draft picks Cleveland has used on quarterbacks. And you're looking at Baker Mayfield, and you're kind of saying, is that a franchise quarterback right now? He had 1 good year. This year, not so much, right? Wouldn't you say that?
Yeah.
Look at the Cardinals. They ended up drafting a quarterback 2 years in a row in the 1st round, number 1 picks. Okay, and well, maybe this one, but look around. Look, Denver. How many times has Denver tried to get a quarterback since Peyton Manning?
Eli.
You mean Peyton Manning?
No, John Elway.
No.
John Elway has no clue how to judge a quarterback.
The sad thing is Dak Prescott missed his
I'm
flight
taking the
to
Saints
Denver.
over the 49ers. I still think the 49ers are overrated, but I'm going to tell you, Demario Davis, my homie, okay? Demario Davis sat right here. Okay, Saints fan, motivation? Demario Davis sat right here and did an interview with me. Demario Davis. That is a guy that I wish the Cowboy had, because I'm going to tell you, that's a guy that does it on and off the field, and that guy is a motivator. He will get in there and get in your face, and he will lead by example. He gets that team fired the hell up. Lord Brunson. What about Lord Brunson?
How many
I don't
quarterbacks
get why he's so judgmental towards Dak.
How many quarterbacks have dropped out of the sky and were supposed to be the golden child?
Oh, my God.
The golden child. and you never heard their name again. Ryan Leaf is probably the top of the list. I mean, and that guy did nothing in the NFL. For Dak Prescott to be where he is.
Jamarcus Russell.
This is Jamarcus, yeah. The thing is, Dak Prescott has never, ever dropped.
Jake Locker.
Yeah, Dak Prescott has never dropped.
Akili Smith.
These are guys that were automatic. They were supposed to be automatic. Dak Prescott, year to year to year, might have some small issues, but he has not dropped out of the top 5 to 10 quarterbacks in any statistics every year. So, guys, hang in there. You don't have to have the number 1 quarterback every year. You don't have to have Peyton Manning to win the Super Bowl, because Peyton Manning didn't win the Super Bowl either every year. You've got to have those pieces around you.
I wanted you to look at some of these names. Okay,
Yeah,
Chad Pennington.
Yeah, Chad Pennington.
Ken O'Brien. These are some of the big. Mark Malone.
Carmelo?
Mark Malone. He kind of had, he had a couple good years in the end. But Kerry Collins.
Yeah.
Brady Quinn.
Oh my! I got his jersey at my house.
Tony Eason. Remember Tony Eason?
My buddy sent me a Brady Quinn jersey because he's
Richard Todd. Kyle Bowler.
Who are these fucking guys?
Jeff George. Remember he had the cannon for an arm. J.P. Lausman. Yeah, that was another bust. Rich Campbell. I don't even remember that guy.
See, that's how much of a bust is. You don't know who he is.
Tommy Maddox.
There's been so many elite quarterbacks.
Vince Young.
Oh, that was an idiot all the way around.
Vince Young had
David Carr.
David Carr had issues with protection.
Joey Harrington.
I'll say David Carr would have probably been a very good quarterback. No protection.
Jack Thompson. I don't remember that one. Kelly Stouffer. I remember him. Jim Druckenmiller. Oh, the 49ers. He was supposed to be the Jim Druckenmiller.
I like his name.
He was supposed to be the shit, and he was shit. Mike Phillips. Jerry Tagg.
He ended up being
Tim Couch.
Yeah. He ended up being
Chad McCown. David McGuire. David Klinger. Todd Blackledge. You remember he was supposed to be really great? He was part of that 84 draft class, or 83 draft class with Dan Marino. Akili Smith. Andre Ware, another.
Now we're getting into the big names.
Rick Myra. You know, he had that one great year with Seattle.
Guys, you
Him and Bledsoe were the same year. Heath Schuler with the Redskins.
How hard it is to
Todd Marinovich. Oh my God.
To hit on a quarterback. To hit on a quarterback is difficult.
Art, I don't remember Art. Jamarcus Russell, and of course Ryan Lee. So when you guys say, "Don't just go out and draft a quarterback," you know, we got lucky that you got Dak Prescott, and I guarantee you that there's some teams that if you put them on right now, they would be a hell of a lot better. Because I'm sorry, our scheme is shit. We really don't know if we're a running team or a passing team right now.
Do one thing.
What's that?
Put Dak Prescott on the market for one day and see what happens.
Oh, shit.
If you guys want to doubt Dak Prescott, put him on the market and see how many of these CEOs, these team owners, do every damn thing they can to get a young quarterback that's disciplined, that don't go to the nightclubs, that's a leader, that's going to fucking... If he
Carson Wentz, Chris Sims, I like this.
That walks into that huddle, and if he says anything, they will... Where are we having our trouble at? We're not having our trouble on offense. Why are these guys picking on Dak Prescott when we're not having trouble on offense? He's missed some throws. He had a bad game this week. I will agree he had a bad game this week. But where are we having our trouble? It's on defense. Where are we having our guys get arrested and fucking in trouble for shit? On defense. Nobody, I will tell you this.
Dak lost that game.
Because Dak Prescott is the leader of that offense, those guys will not step out of line. Because if they step out of line, guess what? Dak Prescott will go straight to Jerry Jones and say, I don't want this fucking guy here anymore. He's causing a problem on my offense. Dak Prescott will do that. Do we have anybody on the defense that will do that? No.
What happened last night when the fullback missed the assignment? Dak Prescott got all up into it.
Oh, bro.
He got all up into it.
He's fucking better. And Alawale walked off. And you know what? I would, right there, I'd be like, look, man, when I talk to you, don't fucking walk off from me. Don't walk off. I'm the quarterback of this team. You walk off from me, you won't be on the field again.
You'll never
That's
sniff
what I'm
that
telling
ball
you.
again, right?
I was a little bullshit point guard at a junior college team.
Oh, you are lucky to have Drew Brees and Bridgewater, without a doubt, man.
Yeah.
Johnny Manziel. Yeah, it's surprised Johnny Manziel's not on that list. Because
he's still playing. I think he's winning.
I mean, you could just go through and just say, let's just take all the Cleveland Brown quarterbacks that they've drafted since they became the Cleveland Browns again. I mean,
NFL,
year after year.
The NFL has had that. Not even just the Browns. The whole NFL. Quarterback is a hit and miss thing. You could have the number 1 draft pick, and you look like a clown because everybody in the league says draft that quarterback, and you
Cordell Stewart, that's another one.
You drafted the obvious guy, and he didn't hit.
All right. Well, you know what? We have been on for an hour and 45 minutes, and I have actually been gone for several days, and apparently Cowboys Crunk has been over here taking care of business. I need to go spend some time with my wife, as the New Orleans Saints fan pointed out. I've had actually a great time here with this whole thing. I tell you what, let's have just a little bit more fun before we get out of here. Let me go ahead and, you know, because I know you Eagle fans think that everything's hunky-dory and stuff and are feeling good right now. But let's just take a look at this.
Hey, we get to troll him again this weekend. I'll be on the airplane at least Saturday. I won't get there till like Saturday to Monday. But y'all do your thing. I'll be checking in when I get to Boston.
Watch this.
Oh, you put him on your channel.
Stinking Dolphins. Unacceptable.
Watch the Philly 500 lose it.
God, I want to fire him.
I'm gonna say money.
Thank you, Dante. I hear you.
Yeah. You like the
Wherever the effects are. The effects.
Here's the effects.
Maybe the most important one of the year.
He made it. He made it.
Fucking dropped it. Oh. Is that the one you fucking dropped it?
He's crying.
That's us and Brett Maher.
I can't even watch Maher kick anymore.
Right down the middle. I mean,
About to show the kick.
Fucking was
why is he firing?
wait.
Nelson downfield. He dropped it. And he dropped it. He dropped it. He dropped it. Nelson Aguilar dropped it. I don't even know if he did. John Don, fire Mike Rowe, fire Jim Schwartz. That's trash. Oh, Ertz just got it. He had it. How does he drop two big pass? You have to catch that ball. Does anybody know? Did anybody just watch? Am I the only person? Do I speak dog?
Yes, you do.
Rough, motherfucker. Rough, motherfucker. Rough, motherfucker. I mean,
this is where I was saying earlier.
what is Carr supposed to do? Ertz dropped the ball in the end zone.
Earlier. Now the only thing.
You know, I love it. How goat stature is. At least we have excuses. We are severely injured. You guys have a full roster and still can't touch a team over 500. Really? Y'all are in denial, okay? You suck worse than we do. But then again, who knows? Anyway, that's going to be it for tonight because I'm tired and my back hurts. And I have ranted, raved, and I've taken up too much of the YouTube. So it's time to turn off the lights.
Turn out the lights.
Look, the lights won't even turn out. Go
the
off.
Party is over.
There we go. There we go. Turn out the lights. This party's over.
The thing is, how many games do we have left in the season?
Call it tonight.
3 games, man. 3 games left, man.
And next year starts the same old thing.
This is what I predict straight up. I predict we slide into the playoffs. I think we win the first playoff game and then we lose after that. That's what I'm predicting.
And Jerry Jones re-signs Jason Garrett because it's like,
no,
that's my fear, man. That's my fear.
That's not happening.
How many times have we thought that Jason Garrett was gone and his ass? I'm telling you, he's a freaking cockroach. Okay, they say cockroaches will survive a nuclear blast, and will take over the world. Listen, 3 years of 8-8. How many?
Jason Garrett could survive 25 minutes in a microwave. That's a cockroach. Yeah,
I'm honestly, I'm sitting here watching the whole game. I'm just trying to figure out what it is that Jerry Jones sees that says, well, this is the guy. Because I didn't see anything that he did on sideline. I saw him do nothing.
No, he did,
okay?
He did second half play. That's about it.
To me, if Jerry Jones loved him so much, he has a complete different array of business arrangements. Put him in charge of one of your companies. Keep him under you.
Yeah, put him in the front office. Just
put him in the fucking
do like you did with Monty Kiffin.
Yeah, and that's probably what he'll do. I'm sure he'll do that. He'll promote him to some cubicle, and hopefully we'll get a coach in.
And never see him again.
I can tell you this, Jason Garrett, I did not see him fucking clap one time. He knows.
No, he got happy when he got the challenge.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he had the we got the interception. He did. Well, I don't know if he clapped, but he was like
Yeah, they
I was in for the clap.
We got an interception.
Finally, after how many games?
And I was impressed with that. Really, the only thing.
I forgot to turn this feed off, didn't I? You got bonus time. Why are y'all messing with Crunk's shirt, man? He said maybe he can order Crunk a new shirt. Oh man, call Chip Kelly. He may come coach the crap squad.
This shirt costs $1,500, dog. That's straight Versace. I'll show you the goddamn tag.
Now, I don't want to.
Don't fuck with my shirt no more. All right,
$1,500.
End it on the shirt. Yeah, this is.
Can I get a button? How much for a button?
It has an application.
You know what? There is no shirt in the world that I would spend if I had the money.
You know,
50. Are you crazy?
You know when we were at the last NFL thing there with the Sting.
Yeah.
I left a $2,200 shirt in the fucking drawer. I've been calling the Embassy Suites there and they won't answer my phone calls. I've got no fucking answers back on that shirt.
Yeah.
So I ain't going to that hotel no more. No more.
I have a hard time spending $100 for a pair of shoes.
I'm cheap. I'm cheap as fuck. But when I can buy something on my boss's tab and he says, "Hey, go get something," I go get something. So my boss used to allot me some shit and I go get it.
I'd go buy me a car.
I did that. I had the Bentley
All right,
and I sold it.
We're
I
out
sold
here.
the Bentley. It's gone.